Back. We are back. A little bit late. Work was a tad more arduous today. A few new stops. I was way up in Northfield, Mass. Delivering liquid carbon dioxide to breweries on farms. So that was my last stop. So it took me a while to get back. But better late than never. I am here. And as long as I have a commute, Monday through Friday, getting out of work, I'm gonna do this, man. Get the creative juices flowing. Stick to a commitment, you know? Keep the vibes running high. I think people use the word vibes too much. I gotta start using a different word, because everybody say vibe. Maybe I'm gonna start saying frequency. Ooh, I got something. I'm gonna say keep the delta waves up. Let me keep the megahertz up. Let me keep the theta waves up. Yeah, let me say something different. Gotta keep the megahertz up, man, you know? I'm the type, when everybody's using the same word or saying something the same, I'm the type, I'm gonna just use a synonym, just something different. Two things. One, makes me stand out, and two, I'm actually using my brain to come up with other alternatives. You know what I mean? Use my brain to come up with other alternatives for overly commonly used phrases. So we ain't saying keeping the vibes up. We saying keep the megahertz up. We saying keep the theta waves up. That's what we saying. Keep the delta waves up. Keep the gamma rays up. You know what I mean? Gamma waves. That's what we saying. We ain't saying vibes no more. Keep the megahertz up, huh? I think megahertz. I like how that sounds. Even though it could be interpreted as pain. That's something that a masochist would say to an individual, man or woman, that he paid to inflict pain on him for pleasure. He said, baby, just give me the megahertz. How much do you want to hurt? Give me the megahertz. And then she, or he, or whatever, it just beats the crap out of him. He's like, oh God, this megahertz, oh God, I done ruined the word already. Off the back. What's going on in the world? Not much. Same old. War in the Middle East. The primaries are in a few months. I can't think enough. Papoose just dropped a crazy diss towards 50. So I'm curious, you know, 50 rap a little something, you know, he coming up with the jingles for his the theme songs for his TV shows, but man, 50 don't care about none of that. Like he said, I am the algorithm. As long as you keep mentioning his name, he gonna make money off of that. Right. You know the best way to do it? The best way to defeat a troll is don't respond to him, don't talk about him no more. Don't talk about them anymore. They literally feed off of your attention. And sometimes I've gotten a lot better with not debating with people online. It's such a waste of time. Because online, like when people debate, they're not trying to come to an understanding. They're just trying to be right. If you go into a situation and your goal is to be right, as opposed to coming to an understanding or explaining your position, if your goal is to be right more than to be understood, I'm not I ain't for that. And it's like, when it comes to online interactions, as far as debates and things of that nature, I come with a fair mindset of really, you know, trying to lay out my position or my state of mind. And my mind has been changed. Like, some people have like made me see their way, and I was like, you know what? I have to concede to that. And that's just something you don't really see too often online, man. Online should be used as a mirror, but it's more or less used like a closet. You go in the closet, you can do all kinds of dark things. Give me 1 second. You know what I mean? When you're in a closet, you could be whoever you want to be in disguise, because you're in a closet. When you use the internet as a mirror, it reflects who you are. And if you don't like what you see, you're gonna have to change it. People don't use the internet for that, man. They use it like a closet, a dark room, where they can brew up all types of nefarious things with their lascivious, insidious minds, and spew out their poison. Oh, you said Rihanna's house got shot? Yeah, I heard, but I don't know that story don't really interest. Hey, what's up, Matt Jones? That's the homie. That story don't really, you know. Thank goodness that her kids didn't get hit, and she's safe. That's one thing about being a celebrity. You're gonna have random crazy people. They get their name on a map by doing crazy things or attempting to do crazy things to famous people. Nowadays, people want notoriety, you know, or infamy more than fame. As long as they get attention, they go to jail. Think about all the people that hate Rihanna. That woman's bail is like, I know a little bit about it. It's like $10 million. And if I heard correctly, I think she thought that Rihanna worships Satan as some fool. I don't really know the full story of it, but think about all the other people that probably don't like Rihanna that would add money to her GoFundMe, you know? Just for doing something crazy, you know? But that comes with the territory of fame. Look how John Lennon got killed. He got killed by just a stalker fan. Just shot him. Look how Selena got killed. She got killed by her road manager. And that old lady recently got out of jail in the last couple of years, man. What? Old abuela, grandma looking chick. She looked like a grandma back in the mid-90s when she took out Selena. Imagine how she looked now. My God. Why come when people got that murderous spirit? Why come when people have that murderous spirit, they always take out somebody that the world loves? Why not use that murderous spirit and like take out somebody like people universally hate? Like Selena is like a universally loved person. And you got some old throw mama from the train looking chick taking her out. The lady that looked like that killed Selena looked like the old weird lady in the movie I think Poltergeist. Carol Ann. She looked like that lady. It's always somebody ugly taking out somebody beautiful. Every now and again you see some handsome incel or some beautiful woman that like killed her husband, but those are the exceptions, not the rule. There's always somebody ugly taking out somebody that's beautiful or extremely talented, like taking something from the earth. And then their name is forever tied to that person throughout history. They're always going to be known like Dr. Conrad Murray. He's always going to be known as the doctor that killed Michael Jackson, you know? I mean, I guess that's one way to put your name in the record books, history books, just kill somebody famous. I mean, we all gonna die eventually, but at least you know your name was attached to somebody that's famous, man. I'm not telling anybody to kill anyone. I'm just being facetious. Now somebody gonna do it. Now, I'm not gonna put out in the universe who's gonna die. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Even if I don't like the person, even if I don't like the celebrity, my jokes is dark, but it ain't that dark. I ain't gonna go that far. I'm not gonna take it to that extent. Man, that's crazy, man. Wait, how was they even able to get that close? Rihanna is a legit billionaire. There's people that make $50,000 a year. My phone always rings when I'm trying to do this podcast. There's people that make $50,000 a year that got ADT around their house and cameras and stuff like that. You mean to tell me, if I'm worth $1 billion, I'm gonna tell you like this. If I'm worth $1 billion, it's gonna take 10 minutes to drive to my front door. You understand what I'm saying? It's gonna take 10 minutes to drive. And even at that open gate for that 10-minute run, which is that little bit over a mile at a certain speed, you need a code just to get into that gate. You got that kind of money, nobody should be able to get that close to you to potentially do that. Your security team is fired. Oh, that don't make no sense. The conspiracy theorist in me says she got an album coming out, so that's just a way to keep her in the algorithm, so people can go pick up them, get them streams up. I was about to say pick up them CDs, but nobody sells CDs no more. CDs don't exist. Music don't even cost money no more, man. You can get any album for free. They get paid through the advertisements, man. You get 1 billion streams and you put certain products on there, people gonna buy them. I done bought so many products from Facebook advertisements, TikTok advertisement, Instagram, and that's just me. So imagine 1 billion people. I think they only be going for like 1% or 0.5% of the people to purchase something. 1% of 1 billion. What, 10% of 1 billion is 100. 10% of 1 billion is 100 million. Yeah. So 1% of 1 billion is 10 million. And if 10 million people, even if we say 0.5% of that, so if 5 million people buy a product for $20, you made your 100 million, man. You know, that's how these musicians get their money now, and concerts too. I do concerts, man, but I ain't hip-hop concerts. I always feel like I'm gonna just get punched in the back of the head for no reason. Like, I'm the dude, plus I'm old now too, I'm about to be 47. Shout out to my brother Anthony Jones, my twin from another men, No Diddy. We both about to be 47 on Tuesday. But, you know, I'm about to be 47. What I look like going to a hip-hop concert? I was going to Hall & Oates concerts 20 years ago, in my mid-20s. Imagine now. Hall & Oates, they're not even together no more. It's just Daryl Hall, John Oates. I think they're estranged. And them cats almost 80. Daryl Hall don't even do concerts no more. He do it from his house. I could count all the concerts I've been to in my life. My first real concert when I was at ECSU back in the days, back in like 97, I saw 112. I think Total came. Rakim. I saw Rakim. Who else is it? Boot Camp with Buckshot Shorty and Smith & Wesson, all them. I saw them, Helter Skelter, Sean Price. I don't know if Sean Price was, yeah, he was with him. I just didn't know who he was back then. Who else? 112, that one was dope, seeing them there. That was mad dope. And then I saw Hall & Oates once. Then I saw Brian McKnight like 3 or 4 times. Then I saw Hall & Oates again. I saw Take 6 a couple times. I can literally remember all the concerts I've been to because I'm not a huge concert goer like that. You know? That just ain't my thing, man. But I would do like I would love to see the Eagles in real life, you know. I mean, Tribe Called Quest, I would love to see that. Probably Common. I would love to see Common. That would be dope. Who else? I would like to see the Roots. The Roots would be dope. That'd be dope. I don't know. I'm not even being funny, man. I'm just talking, yo. It don't always, and I honestly, I did tell some jokes early on. I'm definitely gonna play this back and see what kind of gems I can squeeze from it. But yeah, man, I got a ton of shows coming up, yo. I got 3 headlining gigs coming up. And a feature gig. I got an elbow room show coming up March 28th. Feature with JT Moore headlining. That's gonna be dope. Featuring Stacey Kendro from Boston. We just doing our thing, man. We just practicing. We talking about practice. This was a very long monologue. So I gotta give y'all something before I get out of here. I don't like to go too long. I've been going like 20 minutes. This might be a quicker one. Let me think of the jokes that need to be worked on. All right. Let me clear these peanuts out of my mouth. Pause. I love doing shows in different places. But even though I'm a bigger guy, I don't like confrontation, man. I'm always concerned about the thugs that are gonna be there. And I heard there was a lot of thugs in the suburbs. I did a show in the suburbs, man, and definitely was some thugs there. But thugs in the burbs, they're kind of weird. They're kind of strange. They're the type of thugs that'll like steal my identity, but then improve my credit. And there's nothing wrong with good credit, but you can't go from 500 credit to 800 in one day. It's gonna raise some red flags. My black ass gonna get thrown in prison, and prison is not a good look for me. Because in the streets, I look like Overton. But in prison, I look like Amber Rose. Bald head, big booty, light skinned. In prison, we're practically identical twins. And you don't want to be Amber Rose's twin in prison. You will become the main dish. That's like being beef patties around Jamaicans. It's like being spaghetti around Italians. That's like being cats around Asians. Now, usually when I say this, folks moan and groan and judge, but we know for a fact the meat texture of the Chinese food is different. You thought that was General Tso's chicken? That's General Tso's kitten, man. And when you eat it too fast and you burp, you go, meow. And I know that sounds kind of racist, but when I wrote that joke, there were no Asians in the room, and it is okay to talk shit about folks if they're not in the room. I learned that from white people. Because I think racism is therapeutic. I think racism is necessary. I think racism is as much of an American pastime as apple pie and baseball. I'm not talking about harming anybody. I'm not talking about disenfranchising anyone, you know? But if like somebody's a jerk to you at work, you know, or they cut you off in traffic and they're not of your ilk, it's natural. You're going to want to say a few choice words, but if you leave it all bottled in, it's like poop. It builds up in your body. It builds up in your body. It builds up in your body. And you got to let it out, or you're going to get sick, man. You take a shit at home. You say the N-word at home. Now that I gave white folks permission to say the N-word at home, if black people pissed them off, they're going to say it so much it's going to sound like the music at the beginning of Pulp Fiction. It's going to be like... And I will rain down with fire, anger, and fury, and you will know my name is the Lord when I bring my vengeance upon thee. They're going to have that Samuel L. Jackson energy saying the N-word in their house. You know, they ain't even going to wait for a black person to piss them off. They just going to be at the crib as soon as they open the door. Like, yo, did a black person piss you off? It's like, nah, man. But I just like saying it. I never understood this, though. Why are white folks so afraid of black people? Like, overall, what is the grandiose, insane thing that black people did to this planet to have white folks in general so scared of them? It doesn't make no sense, man. Y'all got all the power in the world. We haven't really done that many great things against humanity historically. Yeah, we got Idi Amin. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We got, if you believe we got O.J. Simpson. You know, some even say we got Bill Cosby, even though he has been convicted of nothing. Even the one conviction he had was thrown out, and nobody's talking about it no more. But nobody want to talk about that. But whatever. Well, man, y'all evil people is way worse. Y'all got Charles Manson. You understand? You got the son of Sam. You got Jeffrey Dahmer, Ted Bundy. Y'all killers is way worse, man. I don't know why y'all so afraid of us. What did black people do to make y'all so afraid, man? We got those things. We got a couple of bad things. You know, we got crack. And you know, the drug epidemic and gang violence, man. Y'all got the atomic bomb, man. Y'all got the atomic bomb. That's way more dead crackheads with that atomic bomb, man. You ever watch Japanese pornography? You ever notice that the genitals are all pixelated? That's not computer animation. That's deformities from radiation, from Hiroshima. You know what I mean? Nah, I'm just playing, man. They just like to blot it out, you know, because they're not really well endowed. And it's like, if you see a Japanese man's penis, it's dishonoring his family. You know what I mean? If you accidentally see a Japanese dude dick by accident, and you see that you're seeing it, you gotta like commit suicide with seppuku. Oh my God, you saw my dick. I'm racist. I know. We gonna keep it on this racist train, man. I ain't do this in a long time, but hey, man, this is my open mic. Nobody want to tap in, so I'm gonna just talk myself. What if Indians really don't stink? What if Indians don't stink at all? What if we got it wrong? You know what I'm saying? All of us that's complaining about it. Because whenever you see an Indian man with a woman, the woman is gorgeous. She's thick. She's beautiful. She's shapely. But she usually walks like 10 paces ahead of him or 10 paces behind him. Maybe that was a sign. I don't know. But he didn't bag her because of his swag. A lot of, like, I ain't trying to be funny, but a lot of Indian dudes is dorky, the way they dress, the way they walk, the way they sound. Like, there's nothing sexy about that, man. But they still got some of the most beautiful women, shapely, thick, brown, thick, big booty, long, dark-haired women on earth. They not bagging them with their swag. It's because of their essence, man. And I think Indian women is gorgeous, man. If I could bottle up some male Indian sweat and put it on my body, man, 9 months from now, man, I'll be having a bunch of Reese's peanut butter babies running around. You got chocolate in my peanut butter. I got my peanut. You got your peanut butter on my chocolate. You know what I mean? That's how you make the Reese's babies, man. I'm going to keep it racist. Let me see if I can remember some of my more racist stuff. Puerto Ricans, man. Puerto Ricans, I love Hispanics. I love Puerto Ricans in general. I think they are some of the most beautiful women on the planet. But I got a problem with the men. Got a problem with the poppies, man. What is it? Not all Puerto Rican dudes, but a lot of Puerto Rican dudes like to drive through the hood with the Honda Civic, the reggaeton blasting, windows down, no bass, all treble. Like that shit is popping, man. Them is booty, man. They be riding through the hood like this. Nah, man. That's way too much bass. It's like this. It's actually like this. No, actually, I did it wrong. They be riding through the hood like this. I did it wrong. My bad. They be riding through the hood like this. Hold on. Nah, man, that's way too much bass. It's actually like this. That song was terrible, man. Turn that shit off. He was playing it at 6 a.m. I gotta get woken up to roosters and tweeters, man. This is ridiculous. For those that don't know, tweeters is a type of speaker that is extremely high-pitched. They buy them by the truckloads, man. I think reggaeton music is aphrodisiac sounds for Hispanic women. You know what I mean? A mommy could be walking through the street right now, and you driving your car like, hold on. She's like, oh my God, that's my song, I pregnant. And she just get pregnant off the sound waves, man. They say Puerto Rican Hispanic is going to be the biggest minority in America like 30 years from now, 20, 30 years from now. They can get pregnant from sound waves, man. If you talking to a Hispanic chick, and you ain't smashed yet, if you're going to send a dick pic, put a condom on top of the phone. Because them chicks are so fertile, that penis picture will get them pregnant, man. You gotta be careful with that, man. It's crazy though, because like the other day I saw this Hispanic woman. She was in her 20s, and I don't know how I'm gonna say this joke. I said I saw her with a bathing suit, pushing a stroller, and she was pregnant. Nah, that's too far. That's not even funny. That's not even funny. We're gonna end the joke right there. We're gonna end it right there. Then I had another joke. It was towards Puerto Ricans, but it was more or less towards the music, the freestyle music. Freestyle music was some dope music in the early 90s. Really good dance music. Freestyle pretty much was like before reggaeton, but like after like salsa and stuff like that. It was like the in-between music. Had a little bit of elements of hip-hop. Great music to dance to the Puerto Rican mommies. You can catch them at the house parties back in the days, always dancing to it. But a lot of the singers, man, they was giving like young men terrible messages, sending them on death missions, man. It was a song like in the early 90s, like 1990 by TKA. Maria, the most beautiful name I ever heard. Maria. Wonderful song, man. You know what I'm saying? It just rings my bells every time I think about it. But like, the older I got, once I started really analyzing the lyrics, man, it was giving young men terrible advice, man. The song, it started like this. She was fine. Okay, she was beautiful. This girl was from the projects. Or she from the projects. She had long brown hair and the body wouldn't compare. Okay, we had a beautiful Hispanic chick with long brown hair, more than like a big booty cheeks and big breasts. But she lived in the projects though. She had a boy. Okay, she had a boy. A drug dealer. What? But I didn't mind. What you talking about you didn't mind? You didn't mind that her boyfriend was a drug dealer? Do you know what drug dealers in the early 90s do to people that's trying to get at their girlfriends, man, in the hood? Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous, man. You trying to steal her? You trying to steal her? Listen. The drug dealer's going to kill your whole family for trying to even look at Maria. Now, this is the dark joke. You thought Emmett Till was bad, man. Try to steal a Spanish dude's girlfriend that with the big booty, with the big breasts, and the long brown hair in the hood, and you see what's going to happen, man. They ain't going to just blow your face off. They're going to decapitate you. That's extremely dark. I would never add that tag. I would never make light of Emmett Till. I did it in the stream of consciousness, but I would never take that part of the joke. But in the chorus was like, so tell your boyfriend how I think about you, 'cause I need you, and I gotta make you mine. I got to. So he's saying, tell your boyfriend how I think about. Why are you going to get Maria to tell Hector that some dude that probably got a paper route is interested in his girl, man? He gonna slap Maria and he gonna kill Hector, man. No, Hector is gonna slap Maria and kill the paper boy, man. You understand what I'm saying? That's the worst thing. And let's say by some stroke of genius, like, you know, the paper boy, he somehow snitch on Hector, you know, get him taken to jail, whatever. And he finally got Maria. Like, he finally bagged her. The love for him bagged Maria. Maria is a very high maintenance kept woman. She's used to Bugattis, Birkin bags, and I need another word. Bugattis, Birkin bags, and Barbados trips. The only thing you could afford on your paper route is a bicycle, balloons, and bubbles. That's the only thing you can get her, man. You can't keep up with her. You got her riding on the handlebars when she was getting chauffeured around in the Bugatti. Now she on the handlebars and her man's in jail. Her ex-man. It was terrible advice, man. And that's just one song. There's tons of songs that's like that. I should probably like look up some more freestyle songs from the early 90s. I could really stretch a set that way. You know what I mean? You're my diamond girl. Ooh, oh, diamond. Like, you know, just go through a whole freestyle. Like, really listen to like a lot of the freestyle music and how terrible the lyrics was and how bad the advice was. And then make jokes about it. I think I'm gonna do that. Yeah. I totally butchered the Maria joke. I got it on tape. I gotta listen to it and see where I went with that, because I started like getting lost in my head as far as where to go. Plus, it's a little different when I'm trying to drive and trying to remember something that complex. But I think it's a good exercise, because once I get to the point where I can recall all this information while driving and navigating these streets, preserving my life and trying not to get into an accident, I think this is a good training ground to get my brain on point with this comedy, man. Because even though I'll be at the open mics, I'm still repping, man. I'm still getting my reps in, working on my weapons. The pen, the microphone, the stage, my voice, my vocals, my vocality, the vocation. What else? I think I'm satisfied with what I did. You know, shout out to Anthony Jones. And damn, it's crazy, Matt Jones. Y'all both got the same last name. That's funny. That's a pure coincidence. Yeah, shout out to the bros for popping in, man, and listening to me. I appreciate the feedback, you know. And I'll holla at y'all. Younger comics, man, you know, just hit them stages, keep writing. Have your comedy come from a genuine place. You don't gotta make up jokes. If you think funny, you know, if you are a funny person, the comedy gods gonna give you jokes constantly. And if the comedy gods aren't giving you jokes, everything that they gave you before, that's the comedy God's way of telling you that you got to start practicing the jokes that it gave you. And when you master those jokes, it's going to give you some more. It works every single time. There's no such thing as writer's block. Whenever you have writer's block, that means it's time to perform. Whenever your brain can't think of anything else to write, then you perfect the stuff that you already have written. It's pretty simple logic, man. Have fun with this comedy stuff, man. Stop taking life serious. Life is not something that happens to you. Life is something that you are experiencing in this form. Life is something that you have been experiencing eternally in multiple forms. You know? And we just gonna leave it at that. Holla at y'all. Peace.